Hey Cancers, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be your monthly intuitive messages for the sign of Cancer. This is going to be part one. If you are resonating with these messages, you can dive deeper into part two. Check out website, socials, Patreon, Vimeo, all that stuff. We do have some changes coming up on all of the platforms pretty much in the next couple weeks. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then also, as far as like being available for services and things of that nature, I will be making myself available relatively soon, but if you want updates on that and on all the changes, just make sure you're subscribed to the website. I don't email blast. I just, when things change, that's how I let people know. And usually people who are subscribed to the website are the first people to know. Okay. Cancers, you might feel my energy is very like, ooh, like solemn, calm, grounded, quiet. That's because I'm in your energy. And your energy is really interesting right now. Cancers, what was coming through was really interesting because the second I sat down to meditate, thunder. It was like, interesting. And then as I progressed into meditation and getting ready to record it, the storm just kept kicking up, kicking up, kicking up. And of course, now that I'm recording, it's starting to calm down. But I feel like that just was a synchronicity as far as what I was feeling. As far as what I was feeling with your energy. So they were okay, so many things, sorry. They were showing me prime numbers. Also green and blues were coming through pretty strongly, but the prime numbers really stuck out to me and I was like, what is going on with Cancer? I think they showed me 11, 17, 19, 57, 23. I just got 37 there, but prime numbers. And for those of you guys who already know me, you already know I'm a bit of a math nerd. So I was definitely wanting to sit with that. For those who don't know what prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by themselves, right? So like 19, you only can get 19 if it's 1 times 19, right? Just as an example. But what's special? I've been tripping over my words lately. What is special, Cancer, about prime numbers? And I feel like they're actually representing the energy that you can benefit from embodying at this time, and maybe you're already embodying it. They're kind of like they kind of represent stability amongst chaos. So when you think of numbers that are not prime numbers, you can constantly multiply them, divide them. They can play off of other numbers, and it's almost like if you were to see energy in motion, prime numbers are just the stable forces amongst ever moving, ever changing, ever evolving pieces and energy and forces. I feel like you're being asked to be the prime number, to hold and maintain this sense of stability. And I was feeling this too of like almost getting distracted by chaos. And like chaos isn't always like chaos and blah. It's not always a bad thing. Chaos is just literally momentum, right? It's just the movement of energy, which is kind of always existing. But chaos could even be what's going on in your relationships, what's going on in the physical reality around you. And it just feels like you need to, not need to, I'm trying to get away from that phrasing, but it just feels like Spirit is saying, maintain and hold the self. Maintain and hold the self. I keep feeling it's relating to people more specifically. There may be people around you that are like stirring energy up in their life or getting things to move in their own life. And some of you may be very drawn to that or pulled to that. Some of you may feel almost like a FOMO, like if you're not like moving and grooving like other people. But I keep getting this about you, Cancer, almost like be the anchor, be the stable force in your life right now, because it's only going to benefit you and it might benefit other people as well. Something else I was getting to, you might find that you're really sensitive as well right now. Some of you are going through a bit of an expansion psychically in your gifts, for my mystics who are watching. But also you might be very sensitive right now towards people. We are in Cancer season. By the way, happy birthday, Cancers. Totally forgot. We are in Cancer season, and we also have Venus in Cancer and Mercury in Cancer. So your sensitivity as a Cancerian is probably a little amped right now. Okay, I'm like, the storm's like kicking up again. And so be aware of that, because I keep feeling something about getting pulled in by words. People might be pulling you in with their words. People might be asking things of you. People might be wanting a lot of your time right now, especially because you are Cancer, and even just having Mercury and Venus in Cancer can create almost more of a magnetism around people who have strong Cancer in their chart. But to be honest, some of it doesn't feel very good. Like some of it feels a little, I don't have a word. I just want to go like this, like some of it feels draining, some of it feels kind of gross. People might be talking about you, people might be saying things about you, like gossiping about you, or people might even just not be their kindest selves to you at this time. Also, collectively, I'm recording this on June 25th. Excuse me. Um, excuse me. Some throat stuff is trying to come through there, Cancer. Um, the gossipy energy, I just want to come back to that. The gossipy energy right now, with the impact of Lilith and everything that it's aspecting, actually along with Mercury as well this week, there is a tendency for people to kind of lash out right now, or to act from kind of an egoic, petty, fearful, scarcity, survival, animalistic kind of a place. And Cancer, you might be a little bit of a target for that right now. So just be mindful that if you're feeling sensitive or it's not feeling good, be the prime number. Be the stable force. Excuse me. There's something about the solar that's coming through with that as well. Yeah, I just want to like insulate you right now, Cancer. It's like you need to be insulated, you need to be anchored, you need to be very like stable. Some of you may even be even a little slow moving in your life, or just enjoying the day-to-days without thinking too far in the future. Yeah, thank you. Cancers, be very present right now. There's nothing wrong with planning your future. We all plan our futures, obviously, right? Or wanting to make plans down the line, or keeping things like in your awareness about the future. But something about just being here right now, second to second, moment to moment, I think is going to help you to be that stable prime number, if you will, amongst the chaos of your universe. And I keep getting like the chaos is the people around you. Like I keep getting that. This is really interesting. I'm starting to feel a little bit of like a magician. Ooh, ooh, Cancer energy. Okay, are we doing a little metaphysics talk here? So bear with me, my mystics especially, or my non-mystics, bear with me here. Everything we experience in our reality is a result of our choices, a result of our beliefs, and a result of our actions and behavior. Everything. Practically a reflection of us. It's almost like, I feel like this might be for just a few people, like mystics especially. It's almost like by being that stable prime force, you're almost like, I was doing this on the table a lot. It's almost like you're magician-like in slowing something down about your reality. It's almost like, even if people in your reality, like everyone has their own reality, even if they are in yours and you're in theirs, right? There's always some like mixing of parameters and belief systems that help to construct the coexisting realities, right? But there's something about, I know this sounds strange, but almost like being the center of your universe right now. Some of you have put a lot of time and energy outside of yourself. Yeah, ooh, Cancers. Some of you put a lot of time and energy outside of yourself. This is also why it's important to be that prime number, to be that like stable anchoring force, almost to be very, very still, so that you can kind of pull the gravitational force of things back to yourself. I know how this sounds, but that's how they're showing it to me. They're showing it to me like planets orbiting. Like that's how they're showing it to me. Almost like you're gonna shift the gravitational pull of the energy flow by being really still and by being this anchoring force. This is like some galactic, shamanic, metaphysical, cosmic shit going on right now. Yeah, and by becoming that prime energetic state, like stabilizing force in your reality, you're recalibrating the stability of your reality too. It feels like in a way you're taking control of your life and taking control of your reality, but you're doing it in this kind of like cosmic energetic way. There's another way of looking at this too. So we know we haven't gotten into any cards yet. There's another way of looking at this too, Cancer, of leaning into the feminine. That's just another lens of looking at it, because the feminine attracts, the feminine pulls in. But I can feel it. It's like not thinking about the future as much, not worrying about the future as much, not trying to plan so much, not trying to control as much, not trying to force as much, and kind of let go and let God a little bit here. But in doing that, you're taking more joy in just focusing on little things at a time, moment to moment, all around yourself is what I'm feeling. And you might start to see how that shift in the pull of the energy is happening by how people are reacting to you or responding to you. It's literally, some of you are also reclaiming your energy, and that's also coinciding with the shift of the gravitational pull of things. It's all the same thing, right? Getting into your feminine energy, reclaiming your energy, becoming the magician and pulling things, attracting things to you, recalibrating your reality, putting things back the way you want them. It's like taking control of your life. These are all the words for the same thing, right? Everyone's just doing it differently, but some of my mystics are really doing some interesting magician-like stuff. Yeah, the storm is getting really quiet now. You're being the stabilizing force of the chaos in your life, in your reality, in your relationships, even too, for some of you. Interesting. So, Cancer, you want some cards? Let's get into some cards. Starting with the Star Codes Astro Oracle. Another way of looking at this, you're making yourself the center of your universe. I can tell it's not from a selfish place. Actually, I think it's a long overdue action, way of being for you, Cancer. It does feel like you're taking your hands off the wheel a little bit, but in ways that I think you've been needing to do. You're learning to surrender. 11:44 when I said that on the camera. Some of you are learning to surrender. Like very much Jesus take the wheel kind of vibes here. But you're not like giving your power away to something outside of yourself. You're doing it for you. Am I taking these? Yes. Let's see what they are. Oh, this is an interesting combination. Ascendant and debilitated. Some of you could have a debilitated planet placements. If it would be in Cancer, I think Mars is debilitated. It's Mars is debilitated in Cancer. So that could definitely be for some of you. It could also be relating to your first house. You could have something about your first house that is, again, a debilitated planet placement. I don't think I can remember all of them off the top of my head. Like Saturn's debilitated in Aries, Mars is debilitated in Cancer, the moon is debilitated in Scorpio. I can't remember the other ones. I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head. But just to, doesn't have to be, but the energy clearly is here in the cards. But leaning into this, debilitated just translates to an energy that like doesn't function well. It's kind of like this. And to be honest, Cancer, I think that's why you need to make this shift and take your hands off the wheel a little bit, become the stabilizing force, the center of your own universe, to shift the gravitational energetics of what's going on around you and in your life. I keep getting this is long overdue. It's almost like it took you a long time to get to this place of surrender. And again, in doing so, it's like you're actually allowing the energy to shift in ways that are aligned to what you want and how you want the energy to naturally move in a direction that's good for you is also how that's coming through. It's like you've been here. You've been here. I keep getting the word force. Like you've been in a place of force. Some of you, it's actually been forced relationships or forced actions because of your relationship. Some of you, this is work related. It just feels like your natural energetic flow hasn't been to your nature is like how it keeps coming through. And as a result, that's rippled out a domino effect in other aspects of your life, seeped into other aspects of your life. That's also why Ascendant is here. Ascendant is our rising sign. The rising sign to me is such a huge part of who we are as far as how we identify with the self. The sun sign I look more as like a DNA sort of a thing, while the rising sign is so much around our sense of identity, but also sets up our houses. It sets up where our planets are. It sets up the blueprint. It sets up the journey, right? Cancer, I feel like your journey for a while now, and maybe for some of you, it's just been months or weeks. Some of you, it's probably been years. Something just hasn't been functioning right. It's just how that keeps coming through to me. But part of that has been you not surrendering, you not allowing yourself to be the center of your universe. We should all be the centers of our universe. And you're just learning what that even feels like. You're learning what that even feels like. And you might notice, again, reactions from people. I said this earlier. They're showing me the number 53. Might be an important number for you. Oh, that's a prime number. It's like, wait, is that? Yeah, it is. It's a prime number. And it breaks down to 8. That's very magician-like energy for me, numerologically speaking. The reactions from people as you start to reclaim your energy, become the stabilizing force in your own universe. Yeah, it just feels like you're sitting in your power seat. You are sitting in the center. You are sitting in the seat of control of your life. It's where you need to be. It's where we all need to be individually. But as you do that, some of you, this is the first time you've ever done it. But as you do that, people who are not used to that, people, almost like people who are used to you making them the center of your universe. You follow that? Okay. And yes, I am talking to you, even though this isn't live. Are not going to like that. They probably won't know how to react to that. And there might be some backlash because of that. The magic will fall out. The magic will fall out. Some of these people, you have been their supply, whether you've realized it or not. And once the magic that they have acquired from you, your light, essentially, your energy, will fade out of their lives. So if they have been building anything, feeling anything in their lives based off of your energy, your magic, it'll just peter out. Can I get one more for Cancer? It's a very interesting reading. Can I get one more for Cancer? And I'm not saying you've been completely disempowered. I'm not saying that, but I feel like I'm reading for Cancers where even if you have felt pretty good about your life and yourself, you're about to go to a whole other level of what it is to truly be centered in yourself, in your own energy, in your body, in the center of your universe, which really is your own seat of power, personal power. It's not an aggressive thing. It's not an assertive thing. It's not a, hey, look at me thing. It is just very much you being in the seat of your soul and connected to that. It's a place of strength, honestly, Cancer. Ooh. Capricorn coming in here. Capricorn has been coming up a lot in the readings lately, and I've mentioned this before, so I'm going to say it here again. Capricorn is a future sign. It is a sign that alludes to and is associated with the structures that we create that are meant to hold the futures of us and the future generations. But it's about the physical containers like institutions, governments, wealth, household, right? Things like that. I'm hearing leading the way. Again, you're sitting in the seat of you, and Capricorn is your 1-7, right? So it's your opposite, your complement, whatever words you want to use for that. So there could be something about partnership that comes up for you at this time, Cancer. Almost like this shift, it might even pull the right people in for you. That is very collective at the time that I'm recording. That if we can come from a very authentic, true place, I was really reading it more as like heart-centered, but you're Cancer. Of course, you're like all about the heart too. But also it's just authenticity, right? It's authenticity and vulnerability. You could easily attract in the right partnerships, business, romance, family, etc., right? Partnership is not always romantic, because now your energy is functioning the way it was always supposed to. Cancer. Something is going to feel like night and day about this, because that's how it literally just came through. your energy is finally going to function the way it was always supposed to. I keep getting like there's been so much resistance and forcing that just was not you, or just not by your own nature. And that could have come by programming, expectations, all the things. You guys already know how that works. Some of you have cleared a lot recently as well. It just feels like things are just now in the place that they should be. So the energy's flowing right, which means you are in your true center. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you because this feels like a power place, like I mentioned, but it also feels like life is finally going to flow the way you always felt it was supposed to. Some of you, this might have started years ago. Some of you, this could have been your whole life. But this feels really good, Cancer. I like it. I can't believe we're already at 21 minutes. I normally would pull more cards, but Spirit's like, then do more cards. Spirit's like, then do more cards. I just don't want to go over on time because I'm trying to, manage my own energy too. Because I feel like I could talk a lot right now. So I'm just looking at the different cards and I'm like, oh, I could talk a lot there. I could talk a lot there. I could talk a lot there. We're going to use the Fae deck. By the way, I updated the decks links list. So it is updated. So go ahead and take a look. This is the Fairies Oracle, I believe is what the name of it. Can I get a card for Ascendant for Cancer? There's, Cancer, there's something about your energy too that feels very, I feel like this is more about your team and who and what are looking out for you. Yeah, like who and what are looking out for you. I feel like there's a very intense, unspoken energy, unseen energy around you right now. Interesting. As I say that, collection of pixies with 48. What does that break down to? Can't do math right now. 3. That breaks down to a 3. Collection of pixies is kind of like a celebration of some sort coming in on Ascendant. Like I said, it feels like you're going to finally just be who you always were supposed to, function the way you were always supposed to. The energetics of your life will finally flow the way they were always supposed to because you're surrendering. But I want to come back to this unspoken energy, and this could also represent that unspoken energy that I'm feeling. It almost feels like even if you're sitting alone and someone's observing you, it's like they can feel like 20 people are around you, even if it's only you. There's something about that force of who and what are looking out for you. All right, yeah, I gotta stop here for a second. I'm just gonna call it your team because that's what it feels like to me. Something about your team's energy feels a little bit more amplified right now. Almost like they're really close to you. They're really on you. Almost like they are kind of insulating you and trying to help you achieve this center of self, this center of your universe, and pulling in your energy, reclaiming your energy. I gotta be honest, it almost feels like your team, not that they're angry, they're on alert more than normal. They're more present than normal, and there's a reason for that. It does feel very protective, but it feels like you're being held by them very closely, but because it's just they're facilitating you. But it does feel like there is this like edgy energy with them. So even if you're out in public, I don't know if people would even approach you right now because that intensity is like, it's very prominent. Can I get a card for Debilitated? Can I get a card for Debilitated? Yep. An issue with energetic connection here with Faf the Footer. 58. What does that break down to? A four. That breaks down to a four. This card speaks of energetic connections and grounding and things of that nature. But like I said, that's what I was feeling with the debilitated card anyway, that it feels like your energy hasn't been able to flow and function the way it naturally wants to, has needed to, and then it's rippled out throughout your reality and your relationships and aspects of your life. But there's something that you've recently come into some sort of surrender. I know I'm repeating the message, but it needs to I need it to permeate you into your brains here. That surrender is resolving that. It's resolving that. Some of you that have a lot of work that you've needed to do or are doing or are completing around your root chakra. I keep getting blue and green though. I keep getting blue and green. Almost like something in the upper chakras has needed some serious recalibration. I also keep getting too that this is going to be more for Cancers who have been pulled in or drawn to the external by way of other people, like in relationships, etc., and you have made other people the center of your universe, and that's just no. That's a no. That's left you very ungrounded, and I almost want to say clogged energetically. 8 seem to be big here. I'm also noticing we had 48 and 58, even 35 that breaks down to an 8 and 53 came up as well. 8s may be significant for you. Let's go ahead and move into Capricorn for my Cancers. Can I get a card for Capricorn? Yeah, I can feel some shadow behind this energy. Beautiful. We have death and undressing of the salad. Whatever's been clogging up your energetic flow, this doesn't feel like a normal, how do I want to say? This doesn't feel like a normal, like, oh, I just need to balance my chakras. Like it doesn't feel like that to me. This feels like lifelong, honestly, for most of you. Most of you, this feels lifelong or prolonged, like something that's gone on for years. It almost feels like you've been entangled in energies that are not yours, and it's like permeated the center of your reality, and it's almost like whatever the chaos is coming from these different energies you've been entangled with, that chaos has like permeated your life or permeated you. And some of you have just been living like this your whole life. But the surrendering, I almost want to do this, like the surrendering. You're getting untangled. Some of you, this is family related. This is like parent related stuff. Yeah, I feel like I'm moving the energy for you guys. Activation warning. Yeah. Okay, the readings moving forward are going to get interesting because I feel like every time I sit down to do a reading, it's just like way more channeling now than anything and cards. And now I'm like doing energy work for you guys. Crazy. Anyway. Yeah. Let's come to the meanings of the cards. Death in this deck doesn't really speak to endings. It actually speaks to the life that comes out of death, the life that comes out of decay. And then we have undressing of the salad, which isn't untangling and unwrapping. You can even translate this to a rebirth. It feels like you're being freed from chaos that was never yours. Attachments that you might have adopted from your family, honestly, or certain long-term relationships. I just keep feeling it's left you, like you have been way more ungrounded and scattered than you've realized. But it's almost like you don't realize it till you're out of it. You don't realize it till you've reclaimed yourself. You don't realize it till you've surrendered to even just like focusing on things that like are not even like, no. I just want to go, no. Like the focusing on like the future stuff, like that to me feels like societal pressure is what that feels like to me. Like, oh, I should be getting married. I should be having a kid. I should be having a house and like all these things. And it's like, or should you just like be you for a hot minute, like in the moment, right? Oh. And especially with Capricorn being here too, like I just keep feeling like there are new people that will be coming in, that you'll be pulling in by becoming the center of your universe. Some of you, it's becoming the center of your universe again, and some of you, this is the first time you've ever done it. Very interesting. I don't even know what to call this reading, but we are going to move into part 2. So Cancers, we're going to dive deeper into your team. I feel like this is straight up your team. There's something significant about your team. This is a huge reading. A bit more into this like scattered energy that you were leaving behind, including the entangled energies that you've been dealing with, and then you being in the center. Okay. All right, Cancers, I'm out. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're going to join me for part 2, I'm going to see you soon. Bye, Cancers.